The grandeur of the poem is that Job pleads his cause with God against all the remonstrance of religious authority, recognizing no one but God and justified therein. And the grandest of all is this, that he implies, if he does not actually say, that God owes something to his creature. This is the beginning of the greatest discovery of all, that God owes himself to the creature he has made in his image, for so he has made him incapable of living without him. This, his creature's highest claim upon him, is his divinest gift to them. For the fulfilling of this their claim, he has sent his Son, that he may himself, the Father of him and of us, follow into our hearts. Perhaps the worst thing in a theology constructed out of man's dull possible, and not out of the being and deeds and words of Jesus Christ, is the impression it conveys throughout that God acknowledges no such obligation. Are not we the clay, and he the potter? How can the clay claim from the potter? We are the clay, it is true, but his clay, but spiritual clay, live clay, with needs and desires and rights. We are clay, but clay worth the Son of God's dying for, that it might learn to consent to be shaped unto honor. We can have no merits. Merit is a thing impossible. But God has given us rights. Out of him we have nothing. But, created by him, come forth from him, we have even rights towards him. Never, never against him. His whole desire and labor is to make us capable of claiming, and induce us to claim of him the things whose rights he bestowed in creating us. No claim had we to be created. That involves an absurdity. But, being made, we have claims on him who made us. Our needs are our claims. A man who will not provide for the hunger of his child is condemned by the whole world.
But, says the partisan of God, the Almighty stands in a relation far different from that of an earthly father. There is no parallel.
I grant it. There is no parallel. The man did not create the child. He only yielded to an impulse created in himself. God is infinitely more bound to provide for his child than any man is to provide for his. The relation is infinitely, divinely closer. It is God to whom every hunger, every aspiration, every desire, every longing of our nature is to be referred. He made all our needs, made us the creatures of 1,000 necessities. And have we no claim on him? Nay, we have claims innumerable, infinite. And his one great claim on us is that we should claim our claims of him. It is terrible to represent God as unrelated to us in the way of appeal to his righteousness. How should he be righteous without owing us anything? How would there be any right for the judge of all the earth to do if he owed nothing? Verily, he owes us nothing that he does not pay like a god. But it is of the devil to imagine imperfection and disgrace in obligation. So far is God from thinking so, that in every act of his being he lays himself under obligation to his creatures. Oh, the grandeur of his goodness and righteousness and fearless unselfishness! When doubt and dread invade, and the voice of love in the soul is dumb, what can please the Father of men better than to hear his child cry to him from whom he came, "Here I am, O God,
Thou hast made me. Give me that which thou hast made me needing. The child's necessity, his weakness, his helplessness, are the strongest of all his claims. If I am a well, I can claim a sea. If I am a sea, I can claim room to roll and break in waves after my kind. If I am a lion, I seek my meat from God. Am I a child? This, above all other claims, I claim, that if any of my needs are denied me, it shall be by the love of a Father who will let me see his face, and allow me to plead my cause before him. And this must be just what God desires. What would he have but that his children should claim their Father? To what end are all his dealings with them, all his sufferings with and for and in them, but that they should claim their birthright? Is not their birthright what he made them for, made in them when he made them? Is it not what he has been putting forth his energy to give them ever since first he began them to be, the divine nature, God himself? The child has, and must have, a claim on the Father, a claim which it is the joy of the Father's heart to acknowledge. A created need is a created claim. God is the origin of both need and supply, the Father of our necessities, the abundant giver of the good things. Right gloriously he meets the claims of his child. The story of Jesus is the heart of his answer, not primarily to the prayers, but to the divine necessities of the children he has sent out into his universe. Away with the thought that God could have been a perfect and adorable creator doing anything less than he has done for his children. That any other kind of being than Jesus Christ could have been worthy of all glorifying worship. That his nature demanded less of him than he has done. That his nature is not absolute love, absolute self-devotion, could have been without these highest splendors.